I Should Be Writing group. Happy Tuesday. I'm Kathy Mazak, the host and founder of this group. And I'm coming live to you to respond to some questions and posts that I see in the group. So again, just like yesterday, I can't remember who posted this and I'm sorry, but I'll go back and possibly tag you. But there was a post that I saw early or last night or early this morning that talked about that somebody was saying oh my gosh, I'm slugging through writing this grant proposal and it's for a grant that I don't think we're going to get it, but I promised these other people that we're going to apply and it's so much work. Why am I doing it? Help me get motivated. And then a lot of people were chiming in and saying, yes, it feels like so much and for such a small payoff or such a small chance of payoff. So I wanted to talk about this or address this question. Why do we keep applying for grants that we don't get? So I want to just give like a quick 5-minute insight into what are some reasons that you should keep going and you should keep applying. And then also some thoughts about stopping to apply. So so to start out, the more that you write a genre, the better you get at it. Or let me qualify that a little. The more you write a genre and get feedback, take the feedback and improve your practice, your writing itself, the better you get at it. So one reason that we keep writing grants that we don't get is because we want to go through the effort of mastering the genre of grant writing. Once you nail it, the amount, the number of grants that will be successful is going to go up. So we definitely it's definitely, if you look at the funding rate of grants, it feels hopeless. But remember that there's this big number of people who are applying for those grants who are new to grant writing, don't maybe have the best idea and their idea needs to be refined. So there's a lot of people who aren't ready yet to really land that grant. So the only way you get ready is to continue to submit and get feedback and submit and get feedback. And so if you improve, if you do somebody was talking in that thread as well about if you have to get into a certain quintile, right, to get feedback at all. And that's what you're doing by continuing to apply for grants that you don't get is improve your grant writing. And grant writing is a skill that you have to develop over time, just like every other skill in life. So if you think that you're failing because you're not getting the grants that you're applying for, you are not failing. You are just in the process of dominating the genre of grant writing. Okay. So one way to kind of reframe what you're doing is thinking okay, well, the only way I'm going to get better at this is to continue to do it and to improve myself and my writing and my arguments, and get feedback and try again. Okay, so that is a real reason that we keep applying for grants that we don't get, because eventually you'll get one. So that's one thing. I also just briefly want to address when you might want to stop applying for grants. So I've talked before about the ebbs and flows of the academic semester and of your academic career as well. The metaphor that I use is a soundboard, like a mixing board that sound artist or whatever would use. And so you're not going to have all the tracks at 100% because it's just going to sound awful. So that's the same way if we think of all the different things we do in our academic career as kind of those tracks. So we teach and we do research and we mentor students and we write papers and we write grants and we implement the grants that we get. So all of these different things that we do, we can't be giving all our energy to all of those things at the same time. And so a lot of times we feel like, well, I'm working so hard on getting this grant, and so this other stuff is like slipping. And it's like, no, that's how it works. You can't have all of your energy on all the things all the time. That's the recipe for burnout. So the idea and the metaphor of the soundboard, right, is that or the mixing board, is that you turn down the volume a little on some things so that you can turn it up on other things. And so I think it makes a lot of sense. And of course, this varies in your field as well, to have kind of seasons of grant writing, right? Like seasons where what you're doing is really, really churning out grant projects. But or grant applications. While you're focused on that, you can't also be focused on being like the most stellar teacher you've ever been and submitting all the papers you've ever submitted, right? You have to kind of ebb and flow. So, so Hannah just commented, hi, Hannah. Nice to see you this morning. So the way that Facebook Live videos work is that they just hang out right here. So later, after I close out the video is going to stay on, and actually I'll mark it as an announcement so you can find it easily. And so it won't necessarily be on YouTube right away, but it will be available in our group always. You can always, like when you're on Facebook, click videos and see all the videos. So don't worry, we got you. So in terms of this question of like, why do we apply for grants we don't get? Sometimes it's the right time in your career to really push and submit a lot of grant applications. And sometimes it's the right time in your career to pull back and not submit grants for a while. Of course, this is field dependent, right? Like there's some people who can't do any research if they don't have a grant because they got to pay for the reagents or whatever. So, but you have to think of things in terms of ebb and flow. And so you have to think like all the time. I guess here's the bottom line, to keep this video short, right? The bottom line is you have to be strategic. Like all the time in your academic career, you have to be strategic. You don't have the result of like the throwing spaghetti at a wall approach. Okay. And so what I mean by that is like, you just apply for anything, you try to publish anything. It's like this very, the mindset around it is like, I'm not good enough, so I just need to like throw a lot of things out, and then one of them will hit, right? So you don't like, that is like a downward spiral type attitude towards your career. Instead, what I'm really trying to teach people in all my programs and here in my podcast and in the free content that I create is that you are more in control of your career than you think. That you have the ability to control your career more than you probably are owning right now. And so you need to be super strategic when it comes to like, if you're going to write a grant, it takes a ton of energy to write a grant and a ton of time and buy-in from other people at your university and everything for something that might not pan out. So if it pans out, it better be like, so if you're going to spend all that time, it better be the right strategic move for you in your career. Okay. So what we don't want is like, I told my friend I would do it, so I'm doing it with them, but it's not really supporting my academic mission statement. Or, it's not really what I want to do, but I kind of promised I would do it. We need to take all projects that sound like that off of our plates and just say the truth to people and say like, oh, I know I wrote half this paper, but it actually doesn't meet my strategic objectives anymore. And so you take it and you can publish it, but I'm off the project. Because all those kinds of projects that are not moving you towards your strategic goals are sucking you away from your strategic goals. You're either moving towards them or you're moving away from them. So which is it going to be? So that's another thing to consider when you're asking yourself the question, why do I keep applying for grants that I don't get? Make sure that if you're going to take all that energy and resources and everything to apply for grants, that it's going to be for a grant that is the right strategic move for you. So those are some thoughts that I had when I read the thread that was posted earlier, that somebody was saying, oh, it's so much work, but and we're probably not going to get it and all of that. It can be very disheartening, but know that the more that you try, the more that, the more successful you will be because you are in the process of dominating the genre, and becoming a better researcher and scholar also, the longer you're working in your career. And also know that sometimes it's time to write grants and sometimes it's not, depending on your field, of course. And also, every grant project that you take on should be one that is going to strategically be the right next move for you. All right, so just a few announcements before I end this video. We still have 3 ways that we can work together in 2020. There's actually 4. Okay, but anyway, 3 that you can do right now. So one is the writing retreat. So we're doing our last standalone writing retreat, July 12th through 18th. And this is the last week to get in at early bird pricing. So click through to the link in the description of this video, where you can see all the details about the retreat and register and grab one of those last 5 spots. We also have open for enrollment right now 2 programs for women on the tenure track. One of them is Amplify, and that is our year-long faculty writing accelerator program that's designed to invigorate your pre-tenure career, make you feel confident, and teach you how to take control. So that control I'm talking about, that strategy, that direction, that's what we work on in Amplify. Because guess what? If you have all of those things, then you are going to have writing at the center is going to be part of those moves, strategic moves that you're going to make, and you're going to go up for tenure with confidence, which is what we want. So that program is open for enrollment right now. If you click on the link in the description, you'll get our short application form. It's a very short application, and then at the end of the application, you book a 10-minute call with one of our coaches. During that 10-minute call, we kind of do rapid fire questions and just kind of make sure that you're the right fit for the program. And then if you are, then you'll have a longer tenure strategy session with me where we'll go through kind of where you are right now in your career and what you want to do, and how Amplify might help you get there. And then if it's a good fit, then we enroll you in the program, you get started right away. We also have Elevate, and Elevate is our new post-tenure program. We start with the first workshop this afternoon in less than 2 hours. I'm so excited. So there are some people who are still working on funding for that, or making their decisions, working on funding. And so if you wanted to join, you still can. If you join before noon today, then you can come to the workshop at noon. If not, you can watch the recording of the workshop. And that program is, Elevate is a program that helps you next level your post-tenure career. So if you know that there's something more for you post-tenure and you want to create that thing, then Elevate helps you do that. It's a coaching program. We deliver the program through 6 monthly workshops, 6 one-on-one calls, and 6 group coaching calls. And we have a lot of other things too that a lot of other ways we support you in Elevate. And that is going to run February through July. So you can still sneak in. That's why in the description of this video, it says sneak in to Elevate, because it's like starting. But we do really want to get people in this week. By the end of this week is probably the last, as far as we can extend it for this round. And there is still space. There are 7 people. We're looking for 10. So there's still 3 spaces left in that program. Again, same process. You click on the link in the description and you will get a short form, and then you will be prompted to schedule a 10-minute call. And then if the 10-minute call, it seems like the program is a good fit, then you'll have a longer strategy session with me, and we'll kind of apply everything like really directly to your career and where you are right now, and see if Elevate is, if you're ready to join. So besides that, just please put on your calendar, everyone who is like, well, I'm not pre-tenure and I'm not post-tenure, so what about me? Or I am pre-tenure and post-tenure, but I don't think I want to do a long program. Then in May, we are opening the doors to the Writing Roadmap. The Writing Roadmap is our 10-week recorded program that helps you figure out your writing systems, get your time managed so that you have time to write. I mean, really the promise of that program is time to write. We help you create your pipeline, get your pipeline flowing, create a 1-year plan, create a 5-year plan, all through video modules and some live office hours. And we have a support group in Facebook for that program. So you turn in your assignments there in Facebook. And basically it is a really great program for anyone, late stage PhD onwards, even up through people who are way post tenure. It's a great program as well. So have a wonderful, wonderful day and take care. Bye.